Welcome back to Ben's Apisto channel. This is Apisto Talk episode 2, where we're going to go over Blackwater, how to make it, and what you use for safe Blackwater. Now, there are some companies like Tetra, or I can't think of any others right now, that make a Blackwater substitute that you can just kind of add to your water, kind of like you add your dechlorinators to your water. It'll make a kind of an instant black water. But why do that when you can buy pretty much everything you need for black water from your local fish shop? You can find it in your backyard while you're out camping. Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart carry pretty much everything you need to make black water. Currently I have 4 or 5 maybe 6 things in here that kind of make black water. Black water is kind of a darker water with the tannins of natural organic substances leached into it as they break down. This is sphagnum moss right here. I use sphagnum moss that was untreated. I do not recommend getting it from a craft store. Usually it's treated and dyed and all that other type of stuff. So what I use is this long fibered sphagnum moss. I got this from, I believe, Lowe's for $3 or $4. I've been using it for about a month and a half now, and I still have all of that left. It does break down just like any other organic material in your tank, and I just added some last night. Some of it's still floating all over the top and middle of the duckweed. It provides natural habitats and areas for apistos, dwarf cichlids, anything else in your tank to kind of hide behind and in. It also has a whole bunch of natural bacteria on it that grow in your tank that baby fry can eat off of. I also use a little bit of this. This is oak leaf. You can find oak leaf almost anywhere in the United States. Pretty sure you can find it almost anywhere in Europe too. I get it from my local fish shop just because there's a local breeder that kind of puts together a little mixed bag of things to throw in your tank for blackwater. So this is kind of the end of my mixed bag from her. The other thing that I kind of use from her, let me grab a couple of these out of here for you, are these alder pine cones. They're really small. A lot of them come with sticks attached to them and all that type of stuff. It's okay to throw the sticks in your tank too. I kind of throw these in untreated, as they were picked up fresh by the breeder and thrown in the bag without any chemicals or fertilizers or anything used on the trees, pesticides, whatnot. And I just go ahead and kind of throw them right in the tank right there. They'll sink after a day or two and sit on the bottom. Those seem to last the longest. I also use peat moss in my tank. It's hard to get that to float, so I get these little cubes, pre-prepared peat moss plugs from my local fish shop. They're pretty cheap, and they're already washed and cleaned and prepared. I've got them underneath my substrate in many areas, so really can't show you any of that. Another thing that kind of makes black water or dark tannin water is the use of driftwood. Driftwood's pretty good, and I've got some cholla wood that I boiled up last night and stuck a suction cup into one of the little holes of cholla wood. That's not really for the apistos, it's more for the plecos that are in this tank to kind of munch on and use as a cave. They both seem to like to hang out near that sponge filter back there, so I kind of made them a little cholla wood hut over there to chew on and whatnot. I haven't seen any action over there. That's a piece of cucumber back there to the left of that cholla wood, right behind the sponge filter tube. I use that just to feed some of the snails that are in here, and more importantly, give the plecos a little bit more varied diet than the driftwood and algae chips that I usually throw in here for them. Another thing that you can use that a lot of breeders seem to like to use and seems to help with, I believe, slime coat and whatnot all over, pretty much for breeding almost anything, freshwater, is Indian almond leaf. I'm currently out of dried Indian almond leaf. There's a little bit in my tank down there. You could probably not see it. It's right about there, right over my finger. That stuff is, I believe it's also called kappa leaf, and it should be available at most of your local fish shops. Probably not ever going to find it at Petco, PetSmart, or even Walmart in their pet section. I really wouldn't recommend shopping in any of those places anyway, because they kill your local fish shops, and you always want to support your local businesses. So the Indian almond leaf I pretty much always have in here. It usually takes a month or more to kind of degrade in here. The plecos eat off of it, and fry eat off of it also. It kind of sucks because I use a gravel vac in my tank, and sometimes especially the peat moss pieces or the larger pieces of undegraded oak or Indian almond leaf will stick inside of the gravel vac. So I'm kind of probably going to change my substrate from this little rock right here that I got. It seems to work alright, but I got some construction quality, some cement quality sand. That's not play sand, it's not super fine sand, so it should be easy to manage and not cloud the tank too much. I've got a bag of that sitting, and I've just kind of been debating on whether I want to switch it out or not. Kind of have a lot of stuff in my tank right now, and it would be a pain in the butt to change from gravel to sand, but that's an issue for another episode. Pretty much I just leave all of this leaf litter in here, all the moss, until it degrades. I really don't take it out. And if you really want to just start out with Blackwater, you want that look in your tank without all of the leaves and everything, you can certainly take some of those ingredients, like peat moss makes good Blackwater, sphagnum moss adds to it a little bit, and oak leaves or whatnot, and just boil them up for about an hour and a half. Extract the leaves, strain them out, let your water cool down, and throw it in your tank. Maybe make sure it's temped correctly or whatnot before you throw a whole bunch of it in your tank, especially if you've got maybe only a 10-gallon tank and you're throwing in 5 gallons of water. You don't want it to be, maybe room temperature or whatever. So do whatever you want to kind of keep it. You can also make Blackwater out of RO water, obviously. RO meaning reverse osmosis. And usually the best place to get that is your local grocery store or Walmart. You could just go to one of the water dispensers, and most of those have reverse osmosis filters inside of them, and it can be had for about 25 cents a gallon. Currently, I don't do that because I only keep Apisto cockatoides, and they really don't care about the RO water. But again, that'll be another issue for another Apisto Talk episode coming up probably pretty soon. So thank you for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe if you like what I'm doing. If you've got some more ideas for what you'd like to see in future episodes, I'm certainly open to ideas and other people's input on what to do. This is all a learning experience for us all. Nobody ever knows everything about what to do with the tank and how to raise any sort of fish. So spreading information and in a good constructive way, without maybe telling me I'm an idiot for throwing maybe some limestone or something in my tank or something, would be great. So catch you in the next video. Should probably be coming up in the next couple days. I'm going to try to keep this under 10 minutes. So you have a good day, and catch you on the next episode.